Well, today is the first day that I have been back in my class since March 13th. It has been almost a month. I'm going to try to do this without crying. My partner and I are coming in today to kind of create some packets for our students. There's my little setup over there. For them to start picking up next week. We're going to do our best to try to teach the same unit that we would have been doing at this moment around a novel called Tangerine. So we're setting up a packet and getting books ready for our kids to come pick up next week with the intention of starting it the week after. Obviously it's not ideal, but I teach where many of my students do not have resources to not only a laptop, but the Wi-Fi that would be needed for me to really do online teaching, to do only online teaching. So it's not ideal, these packets. It's obviously not the best teaching, but it's something. It's something that hopefully will keep our kids engaged, that hopefully will keep their brains moving. And we're doing what we can, but I'm not gonna lie, walking in here today, I totally cried. I didn't cry at all, not even last week when our governor, Jay Inslee, announced that the state of Washington was ending in-person schooling. I was shocked, I was upset, but I didn't cry. It hit me when I walked in today. And I saw this classroom, this empty classroom, on a Friday where I probably normally would be going crazy. Honestly, it's sunny. You know those kids, Fridays, when it gets sunny, they start to go crazy, those 7th graders. But I miss that. I miss that. And yeah, it feels weird. It feels weird to be in here. But here we are. We're going to make the best of it. And yeah, here we go. It is now 1:30 and I have been here for over 4 hours trying to put together some sort of packet. I guess we're calling them packets. I hope that it's a little bit more meaningful than just a packet. But it's been 4 hours in my classroom, which has actually felt really good to be here after, the initial cry session. This is my second home, and it gives me a purpose. I feel like I'm actually going to help my kids in some way, even if it is just a packet. But I'm going to try my best to make it the best packet that it can be, and do what I can with it on Teams for those students that do have access to technology. I don't know. It feels weird being here. No one else is in the building. I am officially the only one here, which does make me feel better because this person does have a little bit of anxiety, and so being around other people right now freaks me out. But like I said, at the same time, it feels good to be here. It feels good to be in my classroom. I feel like a teacher again, because I'll be honest, the last month I haven't felt like that at all. Nap time teaching is what I'm doing, and I'm just reading a book to kids, which, is awesome. We're building connections with each other, we're reaching out to each other, we're talking and checking in, but it's not teaching. It's continuing those relationships that we've built, and that is something I pride myself in, but I also pride myself in being a good teacher, and I feel like I can do this now after the initial shock has worn off. So, it is what it is. We're doing what we can, and maybe I'll have to step foot in my classroom a little bit more often than I have the last 30 days. So, there we are. Bye. Hey, everybody. So today was a bit of a struggle. I had 4 different meetings, virtually of course, and it was difficult because I was feeling like a crappy mom today. I have a 3-year-old son who's quite active, And 2 of the meetings were this morning when he was most active and not taking a nap. And the only way that I can keep him quiet enough for me to focus in the meeting is to just kind of hand him the iPad and say, have at it, kid. Watch YouTube. And I don't feel the best having to do that, especially when it was like an hour and a half that he was just chilling on the iPad while I was in these meetings. But at the moment, I don't know how else to go to get around that. My husband's working full time, and it kind of falls on me. And so the iPad right now is the only solution that I have for when I have to have those meetings that are not scheduled during nap time. I try to do my best to set up any meeting that I need to, especially with my students in the afternoon when Finn, my son, is taking a nap. But for the ones that are out of my control, those mornings tend to put me in a bit of a funk just because I want to do my best as a teacher, as an educator, as a professional, but I also want to be the best mom I can be. And right now, those 2 things are definitely conflicting, and internally I am struggling over that. So today was a bit of a struggle. I'm hoping tomorrow will be better. I don't have as many meetings set up, and the ones that I do are in the afternoon. So Finn will be asleep and we can play in the morning. So yeah, right now that dichotomy between being a mom and being a teacher at home is, I think, my biggest struggle. So that's where we are today. Hopefully tomorrow's better. Bye. Hey everybody. Well, the last 2 days have been better. I definitely have noticed my mood has been kind of like a roller coaster. But I feel like now there's almost more ups. And I think a lot of it came from like at the start of all of this and having to teach from home. Our district was very big on equity, which is awesome, which is great. But all we were providing was packets. It was the same packet for every, 7th grader in our district. And as the teacher, all I was expected to do was like assign certain pages in the packet. And to me, that's not teaching. I was really struggling with that. I was kind of feeling pretty useless and not feeling like I was putting my brain, my creativity to any use. And I think, I really kind of got down into a funk. But ever since our governor has come out and said that in-person schooling has been canceled for the rest of the year, our district has kind of loosened up on that. We're still providing packets for those students that don't have access to internet, don't have access to Wi-Fi, but we are allowed to do more than that now. So now every day I'm going online and I'm reading aloud to my students, and I get to hear from them. Not all of them, but some of them. And I'm getting to be more creative with my lessons and trying new things out online, which I honestly never would have done had we not had this experience. And so I've had the opportunity to use my creativity. I've had the opportunity to plan with my partners and see them. And so that has really, I think, helped me mentally. I feel more like a teacher again, more like an educator. And so I'm thankful for that. And I've noticed kind of this uptick in my mood, which I appreciate. Like today, I tried out on Microsoft Teams, instead of just reading aloud our novel, I was finding new ways to share a PowerPoint and go through an activity with the students that were on the call. And that was kind of exciting to see and to, have that feeling of trying something new and having it work. I've missed that. So I definitely am very thankful for that feeling these last couple of days. So just wanted to share that with you. Bye. Just to give you a little idea of how my teaching has been going, I included a little video that I recorded of my lesson today, just to kind of show you that it's not perfect. The kids and I are kind of learning together, but just to give you an idea of what I've been doing, here you go. Slamming one fist against the wall, hammering it to make it obey his will. Oh, damn it, Johnny, don't die. Please don't die. He suddenly bolted through the door and down the hall. That's where I'm leaving it today. End of chapter 9. Sorry to leave you on that sad note today. Had a feeling, sadly, that that was coming, though. You can unmute yourselves if you want now. I got like 9 minutes until my next meeting. Hello.
I'm not gonna say who I am.
Hello.
Oh,
You're not going to say who you are?
I'm Kat. Hi.
Hi. I'm going to share this again because I have 9 minutes and I want to see if you do it.
Wait, I could see that. That's weird.
Isn't that crazy? Look at me. I'm getting technical. Now, I think if I did this right, you can
I
see
can't see
that.
anymore.
I know, right? Okay, can you still see the PowerPoint?
Mhm.
Okay, so now I can go to the chat and see what you write.
What?
So the screen, does it show you my PowerPoint that says give me
Yes.
one word? Okay, try and
Is
do
this
that. What do you want?
Is this a do now?
It's just a way, I'm trying something new.
Are you gonna like do this every day?
I'm thinking about doing something like this every day. Today was my day to just test it out and see if it works. Because when we get like 15 people in here, sometimes if everybody talks at once, it's really hard to hear everybody. But if we use that chat box like this, it would be an easier way to manage who's talking. Cynthia, is that how you feel today? Uwu? Is that your word? Yes. Okay. All right. And obviously you don't want to share out loud. Okay. Kat, I see you are hungry and you would like to share about that. Please do share.
I had vegan chicken nuggets. They were really hot.
Vegan chicken nuggets. Nice. Okay. Let's see. Leilana wants food. Do you want to share anything about that out loud, my dear?
Yeah, I really want top ramen right now.
Ooh, what flavor? What's your favorite?
Chicken.
Chicken. Okay. Hey everyone, it's me again. Well, we are now 7 weeks into remote learning. This is my teaching space. Welcome to my couch and my whiteboard. I stole my whiteboard from my classroom along with my desk, also known as a coffee table. I have this lovely office, but my husband works in computer software, and so he needs multiple screens, and so he gets, you know, the run of the lovely, gorgeous, comfy office. Well, I get the couch, which is super fun when you're trying to do a read aloud with your students, and the Amazon delivery guy comes by, and your dog just loses it. So then apparently my students' dogs get set off from my dog barking, and it's utter chaos for like 5 minutes, but you know what? It is what it is. So yeah, speaking of actual teaching, I think starting 7 weeks in to get a grip on this, I set up a meeting every day at 12:30. We use Teams, Microsoft Teams in my district, and I'm averaging anywhere from 20 to 25 students every day, which sounds good until you realize that I have 129 students total. So that part is rather frustrating that I'm not communicating with all of my students. I'm trying my hardest, but right now it's just kind of a rotation of about 30 kids, I would say. But yeah, I get on a meeting, and we're currently reading a novel, Tangerine by Edward Bloor. It's one of my favorites, and the kids really get into it, and I felt like it would be a really good distraction to do that instead of trying to create something new, because it usually is pretty engaging, and I was hoping that it would get as many kids hooked, I guess, as possible during all of this. So, you know, we had some kids come pick up books, and I'm doing a daily read aloud, and we're trying to make it work. We've got about a month left of teaching. My partners and I have met multiple times every week virtually on Teams, of course, at a safe distance. to plan all of our units, to plan, different strategies that we're going to try. This week we're going to try out the whiteboard on Microsoft Teams, which has me slightly nervous that I'm going to mess up. But I appreciate our ability as a team to try something new and, try different ways to reach our students. So I love my team. Planning with your partners. I'm sure many of you teachers out there are doing this and are probably at the point where you're getting tired of meetings, virtual meetings, which I get. But I think I've noticed that I feel better mentally when I have that chance to plan with my team and interact with other adults that are not my husband, whom I love very much, or my 3.5-year-old toddler, who I also love very much. But I so miss that adult interaction, and interacting in person with my 13-year-old students. I do miss all of that. So, things are trucking along. We're doing our best over here. I'm, continuing to teach just from my couch. So, a little bit different. We're making it work. Hope you all are too. Bye.